Thank you, Madam Chair. When the 2018 Farm Bill was done, what was the CBO score for thrifty food?
I believe the CBO, I can't recall whether CBO gave it no score or a
Yeah, so it was not scored. It was not a cost. So that was the congressional understanding that it would be at no cost. I'm sure USDA provided input to CBO concerning it. And so again, we had a no-cost score, and yet this cost $250 billion. So I guess the question is, who identified the Thrifty Food Plan reevaluation as a means to increase the SNAP benefit levels?
Senator, I think that's not how the sequence occurred. We went about undertaking the evaluation again.
Who's we?
FNCS. The Secretary and I worked with the team in providing direction, but we set forth, and I believe we accomplished, a sound evidence-based process to update the Thrifty relative to those 4 criteria. When the team set about doing it, they found they could not update it without incurring a cost in terms of reflecting current price data, the new DGAs, food, and the food consumption and nutrients in food.
So I've got section 4002. You mentioned the 4 criteria. Cost is not part of this.
I'm sorry?
Cost is not part of this.
That's correct.
Okay. So again, you've got a CBO score 0, congressional intent 0, USDA's help, in regarding to what was going on 0, and yet you increased it $250 billion without any congressional interaction whatsoever. In response to the findings of GAO, USDA indicated that the TFP reevaluation could have increased SNAP benefits by even a larger amount. What was the maximum increase that could have been applied in the reevaluation, and how is it determined to cap the increase at $250 billion?
Again, Senator, that's not how we approached the question. The question was to solve for what is our best estimate of a healthy budget-conscious diet. Had we, for example, allowed a wider array, when we were pulling the scanner data and the prices for different categories of food, it was the lowest cost food in each category where there was, and so if we had allowed all foods in a particular category, then that would have increased the cost. But we were very mindful that the word thrifty is a part of the plan, and it is intended to be a low cost.
But you felt like you had the authority to go ahead and do the higher categories if you wanted to.
No, I think the law makes clear that we were meant to design, and for the past 45 years have had a low cost budget. We made decisions in keeping with where we've been for the past 4 decades. You just asked me a hypothetical, and I gave you a hypothetical answer.
Well, for the past 40 years or whatever, it's been cost neutral.
Prior updates have been cost neutral, but they have not been done with the directive of the statute.
So it's my understanding that USDA recently hired a new SNAP director, Catherine Burig.
Yes.
And there are questions as to whether she will relocate to Washington, D.C. from Pennsylvania. SNAP is one of the largest entitlement programs in the federal government. What is her official duty station? Is her position officially a remote duty station? If so, can you explain how Ms. Burig will operate a program that spends more than $100 billion annually?
We're delighted to have Kathy Burig join us. She's been the SNAP director for Pennsylvania for many years. She's an incredibly talented and experienced leader. All of our national office SES work out of our Braddock Road office in Alexandria, and she will be there consistent with her other peers. You asked a very detailed question, so we can get, with respect to, so we can get back to you on that.
So her duty station is going to be there. She's not working remotely.
No, I will say some staff do telework, or if she's traveling, she will need to be working from another location. But yes, she'll be working out of Braddock Road, our Braddock Road office in Alexandria.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Senator Ernst.
Yes, thank you, Madam